good evening, 6 p.m. here in London. And if you're not, hello to you and welcome to this Facebook Live. Thank you very much, Tokumbo, to invite me on your Women Elevating platform to share this special, the power of networking with women online and offline, the how, the why behind it, and the how for women entrepreneurs and business owners. So before we start, I would like to let you know that some of the information that I'm sharing today is from a workshop that I have delivered, a very successful workshop. It was all about challenges faced by women running their own business, and it included a part on the power of networking and being business ready. And what I'm going to do for you today is share some of those really useful tips for you to be able to understand and implement into your business. So we're here to learn today and we're here to share. So thank you very much for joining me today. And again, thank you, Tokumbo, for inviting me on your platform, Women Elevating Women. So let me introduce myself if you don't know who I am. My name is Ariane. I run a business consultancy firm in West London area where I help startup entrepreneurs and small business owners get started and grow their business. So this is what I do, and the workshop that I delivered, which I mentioned earlier, is one of the workshops that I had delivered. I'm also the founder of the Gaia Network, which is a not-for-profit association, local association for women in business. And the reason I'm able to talk about the topic of networking, the power of networking with women, is because I talk about experience. And this is why I would like to share the little story behind the creation of the Gaia Network, the not-for-profit association that we created, the reasoning behind it. And you will understand why I mentioned the little story, because of the topic of today, the power of networking with other women. So we run the Gaia Network with the lovely Grace and Leslie, who helped me run the Gaia Network. And we started over a year ago looking around. As we run our own businesses, we were looking for a networking platform locally to join to help us grow as business owners. So at the time it was Grace, myself and Rosanna. We couldn't find anything that aligned to how we were thinking and what we were looking for in terms of networking. Therefore, we decided to build our own. As you would, you create something. If you can't find it, you create it. So this is how we started creating that platform. We felt the need to create this platform because being a business owner or entrepreneur, startup entrepreneur, it can be quite lonely. And not only for business purposes do you need to share, network, but also for your well-being. You need to connect to keep to have those connections. And what I personally had discovered is that the networking platforms that were there locally, because I'm in West London, were very male orientated, and they delivered a really different energy. So we decided to bring really the femininity into the networking, allowing the women to be who they are, not so much competitive, which is a very masculine trait. So keeping it authentic, keeping it feminine, allowing real, true relationship, business relationship to be created. And some of them have become more than business relationship along the line. So this is the little story behind the creation of our local women networking platform. And again, it's West London based. We only run this in Ealing, Brentford. We used to run it in Hammersmith as well, but now it's only in those two locations. From this, I would like to, that was for the little story. From this, I would like to move on and share some tips on networking. So that was more about the why, but the how of networking. And I must share again with you a little anecdote. When I was running one of my previous businesses, I used to really dislike networking. If you had mentioned to me the word of networking, I would not have felt a good feeling about it. And with practice, with experience, I got to love it. I really enjoy networking, and I believe that the word networking can be a little bit frightening. It can be, it's not what most people think it is. It is all about connecting. I see it as connecting, as creating something, and as we all know, your network is your net worth. So we're not talking about sales, we're talking about creating your network. So let me start by sharing some of the little tips that I shared during my workshop. So every time that you meet someone, anytime that you connect with someone, it's an opportunity to create a connection. So get any chance possible to connect with people. So this is very important. It could be anywhere. It could be not only a business event, but it could be a social event. That would be the tip number one that I would like to share. This is the how. If you're thinking about going to a networking event, you need to have a strategy into place. And when I talk about strategy, it doesn't have to be something very complicated. It could be, what is your intent? What are you trying to get out of that networking event? Is it about making your network larger? Or is it you specifically need to find someone that is able to help you on a particular topic? So have this intent in mind when you go to networking events. And again, the way you choose your network, or the way you choose your network events, has to have a purpose. So you need to choose carefully the networking event that you're going to go, because it needs to fit the purpose, your intent. You wouldn't go to maybe, I don't know, a car networking event if you didn't have any business relating to that, unless you were trying to extend your network, but it's probably not a great strategy. Networking with women, networking groups, there's loads, especially in London, and it's a great vibe, a great energy. It's very different from mixed networking events. And again, I would say probably go and try and see, try and feel it for yourself, and make your own opinion. Make sure that you connect and you follow. So when you meet people, whether it's in a networking environment or not, make sure that you connect and you follow up. The last thing you want to do is spend time at a networking event for nothing, unless having a drink or two and a few nibbles, which might be the intent of you going there, but make sure you do, on a more serious note, make sure you follow up. So that means I personally recommend to my clients to network and connect on the dot. So take out your mobile phones and connect straight away. This way it's done. So you can connect, if it's a professional environment, connect straight away on LinkedIn. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile is up to date. If you're going to be sharing your connection, your profile, or make sure that your Facebook page or Instagram page is up to date. We'll come back to that when we talk about being business ready. It's not about quantity, it's about quality. So it's not a competition. It's not about how many people, how many business cards you can collect during those networking events. It's about the quality of the connection. I have found that a lot of my business connections have become much more over time. So it's about creating a relationship, a business relationship, and with time, some of those have become friends. Remember, you're not connecting people to sell to them. And I would like to share an anecdote on this topic. We had a lady joining us, a new lady joining us at one of our Women in Business networking events. She was very new and she didn't quite understand the values that we have at the Gaia Network, that we're not about selling, we're truly about connecting, about being authentic and helping each other. And she was on mixed men-female sharing mode, and she was selling it. There's nothing wrong with selling it, but it has to be done in the right environment. And in this environment, which was the Gaia Network, Women in Business environment, it wasn't the right network, and it wasn't perceived in a really good way. So always evaluate your environment, always check where you are, and adapt yourself to adapt your sale and the way you approach people to your environment, to your network. So that's a very important point. And all of the tips that I'm sharing now can be applied online. Remember, if you're part of this group here, Tokumbo will engage with you all, us all, I should say, because you probably have seen me online as well. She'll engage us she'll prompt us to get engaged with questions, with posts. And again, it's all about delivering value. It's about sharing value before even thinking about selling. That's a very important takeaway part that I would like to make during this live. So how much value can you share when you are networking? How much value can you give? It's not about selling, it's about how much can you give, and it's about connecting. When you are connecting, feel strong enough to share about your values. What do you stand for with your business? What are your values as a business? And this way, the person you're connecting with can straight away see where you stand and understand your business a little bit better. We have, so yes, we mentioned it's about connecting. That connection then becomes a relationship, creating that relationship. And again, like I keep reminding my clients, it's about continuity, it's about regularity, it's about showing the other people that you are reliable. If you are not reliable, if you are not consistent, in anything, whether it's that relationship, I call it a relationship, but what I mean is connection network. If you're not consistent with it, it will also imply indirectly that you have the same attitude with the delivery of your business, the services, and how you run your business. So consistency, regularity is very important as well. When you network and when you connect, it's not about connecting one time and not hearing from you anymore. And the same applies if you reach out to one of your connections. Don't reach out, that's a big no-no. Don't reach out to ask something and then never contact them anymore until you need something else. And that's just really common sense. You wouldn't do that in life either. So the same applies in business. Try to remember your new connections by their names. That's something that I try very hard, and that's something that can be sometimes difficult. It's a nice little challenge. So challenge yourself when you go to those networking events to grab the name and try to speak to the person with their name. The attitude and the approach that you have while you're networking is very important. If you feel scared, if you're not really experienced networking, then you might be a little bit scared, you might have a little bit of fear, and this might show when you approach someone, and that's completely normal. And my advice to you would be, don't be afraid to share that. Don't be afraid to say, this is one of your few networking events. You don't feel very comfortable. Make the person understand that you're not very comfortable, and that's okay. They will and they should make you feel more at ease. You never know who you're talking to online or offline. That's a very important point. You never know who they are. So don't approach people solely or only because you know who they are and what they can bring to your business. Approach everyone in the same way. Be true to yourself. Be authentic in the way that you connect with people. And you might be very surprised and discover that some of those connections are actually can be very beneficial to your business. Have fun. That's another really important point. Have fun. Make yourself interesting. If you are bubbly, show your personality when you connect. Don't be afraid. Again, it goes back to being authentic. And this is why attending women networking events is a little bit easier and more encouraging for women to really be who they are, to be more authentic. It's a little bit more scary when you are in a mixed environment because you tend to try to adapt in the way you connect with others, and sometimes it's simply not just you. So remember to be who you are. Remember to be authentic when you connect as well. Try to be memorable. So if you are a bubbly, fun person, why not make a little joke? And surely they will remember you for that. A lot of people, sometimes people will remember you just because of those little things. And remember, have fun, take things lightly. It's only connecting. It's only about making a connection. So the same applies online. This is for attending events, but exactly the same applies online. So when you join a group online, introduce yourself, never sell unless you are prompted to by the group organizer. Always create a relationship, give more than what you take, and engage. Keep the conversation going. It truly is a relationship. Answer questions. So whether you are online or offline, if someone asks you for a tip or two, don't be scared to share your expertise and your knowledge. You are not losing out on anything at all. Quite opposite, you are shining. You are sharing the expert that you are. Which brings me on to a few other points, which are being business ready. So when you are connecting, that's something I need to mention because it's still connected to networking, is being business ready. When you're connecting, whether it's online or offline, you have to be ready. And by that I mean you need to be physically represent your business, physically represent your values. So you cannot say something and show something else. It applies to everything else. So represent your brand, represent your business. We recently were running a dress for business, dress to impress, dress for success. So remember, this is very important, and it goes to your social media presence as well. It applies to your Facebook, it applies to your Instagram profile, it applies to your LinkedIn. LinkedIn is such an important platform for networking. So update all those profiles. If you are going to share your handles, then please do make sure that they are a true reflection of your business. If they are not, do not share them until you update them first. Be prepared to be taken seriously. Now, if you want to be taken seriously about your business, the way you run your business, being your business is one aspect, but also the delivery. It goes back to being reliable, being consistent, and also delivering the quality that you said you would deliver. So you cannot say you are and then not deliver at the end. Know and learn all there is possible to know about your industry. It is your responsibility to share about your business. You cannot expect other people to go and look and discover who you are and what your business is all about. It's your responsibility. It's your responsibility to share, to inform them, to share about your values, to share your stories. It is your responsibility. You cannot put the responsibility on others or on potential clients to go and discover. It's all in your hands. So in the same way, you have to know all there is to know about your industry. You have to keep yourself up to date with everything there is to know about your industry. Know your numbers. Have everything ready. And if you need to, engage experts on different side of your business. If you're not an expert on, for example, website, programming, or a different aspect of your website strategy, engage an expert who can help you. You cannot know everything. You are an expert in your area of expertise. So those are the points that I wanted to share about networking for women, online and offline. I hope they were helpful. Let me have a look if I have. Hello Tokumbo, very true. Networking is your network is your net worth. Absolutely. I'm reading some of the comments here. Quality and relationships are important. yes, again, it's not about quantities, it's about qualities, absolutely. We all know that we have to create trust. Yes, absolutely. The first step is connecting. The second step is creating a relationship. And only after that will a trust relationship be created. And only after that can you eventually or not sell. Our values are very important, absolutely. Your values and the values of your business should be transparent, and it's all about being authentic once again. So those are tips on networking with women. It is very important. Again, I started saying this at the beginning, especially for women entrepreneurs, women business owners. If you don't have the support at home, it's very important that you can reach out to your network of fellow entrepreneurs and fellow women business owners. There are things that you can share with other women that you can't really share maybe with your family or with your other circles. So it's really important that you make sure you have that other support, that other circle where you can discuss, where you can share, and where you can grow. Growing is all part of business, as it is a growing part of a person. I would like to finish by sharing that with CCGM Consulting, I have opened up my business groups just because some of you there online are maybe currently in self-isolation, maybe spending more time at home, spending more time working from home. So I have opened up my CCGM Consulting groups online. They were currently closed, but I've decided that at the moment we needed to help each other a little bit more. So you can join them online. They're absolutely free, and I share some business tips, some videos for you small entrepreneurs, small business owners and startup entrepreneurs. I have a workshop coming up on Wednesday online. You just need to register online on Eventbrite. It's absolutely free of charge, and I will be covering the topics of adaptability and productivity. So if you are interested, I will share the link as well. I think that's it for me. I believe that Tokumbo is going to be sharing a message as well here. I believe I've seen Lillian, who's going to be delivering live as well. So plenty of amazing value that you will get on Women Elevating Women platform. Thank you to Kumbo, who has founded this amazing platform. On this note, may you be safe, may you be happy, may you be healthy in those testing times, and let's keep talking, let's keep the conversation talking. Thank you very much, everyone. I hope that was useful. Please leave me some comments. If you're watching this on replay, would love to hear your thoughts. Thank you.